Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Right, prawns. The question of prawns and shrimps, are they halal or haram? There's two things. Firstly, those who like to eat prawns and shrimps, this is only a problem in the Hanafi school, just to let you know. According to the Shafi'is, the Malikis and the Hanbalis, they go with a hadith that everything in the sea is halal for you. The Hanafis say that that is too general of a narration. There's another narration in which the Prophet ﷺ said that there are two animals that are generally understood to be haram to be made halal for you. أُحِلَّ لَكُمْ الْمَيْتَتَانِ. Two dead animals have been made halal for you, meaning two animals that are permissible for you to eat when they're considered dead, just like that, without sacrifice, is al-samaku wal-jarad, the fish and the locust. So the Hanafis see this as the fish, this hadith as qualifying the universal nature of the other hadith. So they say only what is considered fish of the ocean is halal. So what is shrimp then? Now the problem comes here in shrimp is that some of these old classical zoological sources in Arabic and Islamic sources, they for some reason consider the prawn, the shrimp, to be halal. To be a fish, and hence making it halal because it's a fish, clearly halal, right? Because lobsters are definitely not halal in the Hanafi school, and neither are crabs or octopus or anything like that that is not a fish, right? They're not halal. Whales are halal even though they're not a fish, they're a mammal, because there's another hadith about the hoot, the Sahaba who were given this large, massive hoot, they called it, right? The ambar, right? So because of that, many of the ulama mentioned that even in the Hanafi school, that would be halal even though it's a mammal and not a proper fish. A shark is halal because it is a fish. A shark is a fish, so it's halal. You might say, well, sharks eat others. They're only human beings. There's not enough human beings in the ocean to eat. They eat other fish. Well, every fish eats other fish. Right? The larger fishes, they just open their mouth and take in smaller fish, and the smaller fish eat the smaller creatures, and eventually gets down to plankton. It's a whole pyramid. That's their food pyramid in the ocean. So that's not the problem, right? Let's talk about shrimp now. Now, many of the more recent, the recent research shows that shrimp is not a fish. It's a crustacean. Right? It's not a fish, it's a crustacean, and hence it should not be halal according to that. But because there are so many fatwas, right? Because there are so many fatwas, there are mixed opinions about this. The majority opinion seemingly in the Hanafi school of, there are 10 fatwas from some of the major Darul Iftas, the fatwa giving bodies and organizations in America, Darul Muradabad, Fatawa Rahimiyya, all of these places, they say it's halal. That's why, although I personally do not eat it, right, I would say that anybody who wants to eat shrimp or prawn, please go ahead and do so, because you have 10 fatwas, minimum 10 fatwas to go by, right? The precaution is that you abstain, right? Because there are fatwas of certain scholars who consider it to be unlawful and at least makruh for that matter. But the majority of the famous ones, they all consider it halal. So absolutely it's permissible to eat prawns and shrimp, but not lobster and crab for Hanafis. Right? For Shafi'is and that, it's completely fine.